How's it going, dive buddies? It is Kyle here, and welcome back to Dive Site Reviews. This is where we pick a site, we dive it, and then we give it a rating. Much like an equipment review, but instead of looking at pieces of gear, we're looking at a dive site. Today's site that we're going to be looking at is the site of the J.C. Morrison wreck in Lake Simcoe. Let's check it out. So the J.C. Morrison is located just a short swim into Lake Simcoe, which is located in Ontario, and it's about an hour and a half north of Toronto. If you head to Centennial Park, if you put that in your GPS in Barrie, that'll basically take you right there. Once you get to the parking lot, you face the water and walk right to the edge, and you'll see a stone staircase heading down into the water, and that's your starting point. It's about a 10-minute swim out to the wreck following the line. So for parking, there is parking available, and there's plenty of it. You can pull right into the parking lot of Centennial Park there. It is paid parking, so bring along your change or credit card. This is a public park, so you're basically set for amenities. There are plenty of picnic tables and grassy areas where you can set up shop, or you can enjoy your lunch afterwards. And just north of the water's entrance, there are public bathrooms that you can use, as well as water fountains. Visibility here is hit or miss. There is a fair amount of boat traffic that is relatively close, and this is also close to the water treatment plant, so water is getting stirred out there around the area frequently. While we were there, we hit about maybe 10 to 15 feet of visibility, and on an amazing day, I hear they can maybe get 20, 25 feet. The entrance area can also be very silty, as it's like a silty, muddy bottom, and since it's also popular for training dives, this can affect the visibility greatly. The line guiding us from the water's entrance to the wreck definitely was handy, and following the compass was a must. For temperature during our dive, we were sitting at around the mid-50 range Fahrenheit. My guess is it would likely climb up a bit until about mid-October and then would slowly drop around until it's just cold, at least for me anyways. Now, there are no training aids per se around the wreck, but a good diver is always practicing their skills, and a wreck is a great place to practice buoyancy as you hover around and explore the wreck. However, you will want to bring a dive float or flag. There are many boaters and jet skis in the area, and though the area is buoyed off, there are some boaters that don't seem to obey the rules. Now, there is some wildlife abundant around the site. There are many crawfish that like to hang out around the wreck, as well as the rocks, and a few different species that like to hang around. My freshwater fish identification skills need a little bit of work, but different sources say there are pike, bass, walleye, trout, and a bunch of other species that hang out in Lake Simcoe. So who knows what you'll run into. Now for attractions, the wreck is the main attraction. This is basically the whole site. Well, as far as I know, this is the whole site. I have seen some other groups of different students and instructors venture off to the right of the wreck, but if I'm honest, I'm not sure what is over there. Maybe there's a flat area for training of sorts. If you know what lies beyond there, let us know in the comment section below. The Reader's Digest version of the wreck is that it was built back in 1854 and then in 1857 caught fire and then was pushed out to the bay to burn, but then drifted back towards the shore and eventually sunk where it lies today. So once you follow the line out to the wreck, you'll find that it's scattered around the area, but the line will lead you to the bow. And if you keep following the wreck, you'll come across a couple other components and then ultimately the paddle wheel, which I thought was really neat. Alright, so what's my rating of this site? Keep in mind, of course, this part is completely my personal opinion. I'm going to give it 1 snorkel for a cool wreck. Despite the scattered nature of it and the visibility, to see the paddle wheel was really neat and something that I had never seen before. I'm going to give it another snorkel for accessibility. Anyone can dive this. It was a fun, easy dive, especially regarding setup and access. Another snorkel for amenities. The washrooms are great, and those that want to hang out and soak up rays at the beach could later on. And I'm going to give it another snorkel for proximity. It wasn't really a far drive, and we were able to see something that was really cool and different. So 4 snorkels out of 5. And there you have it, guys, another dive site review. We only did the one dive on this site, and the viz on this dive wasn't that awesome. So my apologies for the nasty floaties that you see in the water and some of the maybe not so awesome footage that we got. Let me know what dive site you think we should do next, and we'll see you next time, and happy diving.